recently from Elizabeth Cotton, Freight Train. It's got that same finger picking.
And if I might be spared as the tempest starts to swell, at this point it's just too dark to tell. Was the stars guiding me to God's shores now? Was the devil set me drifting once more? Will these clouds ever lift and the map again reveal? At this point it's just too dark to tell. If these green-eyed blues would lighten up, if my nature would shake this wicked spell, if this midnight sky would brighten up, if my ears could hear a voice saying, all will be well, then all is well, all is well. I once was found, now again I'm lost. On merciless waves I am tossed. I would tell you of his grace and how it was I fell, but some tales are just too dark to tell.
He goes off on this guitar now.
I like his voice.
Yeah. He's a Georgia artist.
Okay.
I found him on the music that I use for streaming. Of course, if you're going to stream, you have to have copyright-free music to do any kind of background, or else flags go crazy and you get cut off, and it's like, and so it's called artlist.io, and it's like, $10 a month. And I mean, just this great music, great music. There's so many talented artists out there that you can't make it mainstream. There's no such thing as mainstream, right? Like, I discovered the Wood Brothers the other day and the Avett Brothers not long ago, and people are like, well, oh shit. And I'm like, where'd I come from? If it wasn't played on country music radio, I didn't hear it for the longest time. And I don't know, music is so stovepiped, right? Either you know about it or you don't. And it's just really, really cool. This is Too Dark to Tell by Ben Bostic. I'm here with Richie Haynes, everybody, on Heroes Live. And look, he's pro, dude. Look at his cool lighting. He's got animals around in the background.
Gotta have the cat.
Yeah, and he's got a whole, setup for making music and recording. And I'm excited to hang out with you, man. Tell me of our days together, your memories of them, because I remember it almost as a snapshot, but you made a really big impression on me somehow that I just realized you were such a cool dude, just a super cool dude.
Yeah. So I was working in the S3 at 552 in Fort Bliss, and it was right when they were doing a changeover with a unit in Korea, and I got paperwork to go to Space Command. So I was leaving, and that was right when you were coming in, but we had this really good time of overlap, right kind of like the end of me being there and right when you picked it up.
Oh, wow. So like you were like the pro guy in the ICC or something, wasn't that right?
I was in Garrison, I was the training manager, and then in the field I was running the talk. The op center.
Training guy. You and Poor back then, right?
Yeah, Patrick Poor, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that guy. Rest in peace. He passed away not long ago.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
There's nobody that was a weapons expert anymore than that guy. Or he knew where all the bodies were hidden on the ranges on Fort Bliss, Texas. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So, tell me about, when you were born. What year were you born? Where at?
So the week I was born, the number one song was Lionel Richie's Hello.
Hello.
1984. It was a good year.
Oh, wow.
Michael Jordan joined the NBA and Mario Lemieux joined the NHL. It's a good. And Thriller came out for Michael Jackson.
Oh, my gosh.
Good music year.
Yeah. So, like, you were born with the best of them, man.
Yep.
Yeah, you're like right up in there. That's awesome. Like I was born in '68. It's like the height of the Vietnam War conflict.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what were you like growing up, dude? Were you a rambunctious kid? Did you go to sleep early? Did you fight with your brothers and sisters?
Definitely did not go to sleep early, and definitely did fight with my brothers and sisters. Still do from time to time, but it's more with words now. But I grew up just outside of Pittsburgh. I live in Pittsburgh now, but it was a 3-4 minute walk from the Youghiogheny River, which was great fishing. And there's a huge bike trail that goes through there, goes all the way from Lake Erie to Washington, D.C. now. So I lived a couple minutes walking distance, so I could get home, get off the bus, grab my fishing pole, and just go down the river and be there immediately.
Oh wow! So that's neat.
I grew up a little bit country, but most of my family was more city type dwellers. So I had a pretty good mix.
That's cool. That's cool. So you were a big fisherman. What was the coolest fish you ever caught out of that river?
I caught a 2-foot white sucker out of there one time. That was the biggest one I caught.
A 2-foot long white sucker. What do you catch suckers on?
It was just a earthworm. Yep, worked pretty well.
Oh my gosh! So what did you do with it? Did you take pictures of it and throw it back, or did you cut up and dissect it, or did you eat it?
I was with one friend. It was before cell phone. There's no camera with us, and the river at the time wasn't very clean. It's a lot more cleaned up now with sewage treatment, but at the time, it's like I don't know if I want to necessarily eat this.
Yeah, suckers aren't known as the greatest table fare, I don't think.
But that was my best fight in that river. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool. Did you talk about like fighting fish? Did you talk about punching your brothers and sisters? Did you find yourself in fights as a kid? Like I got in a fight one time as a kid, but I like punched him and just ran away.
I think I had about one instance. I never had like a real fight like that outside of my family. It would be like a one punch and just you look at each other and go, "Oh, we're not going to do that." Nope.
Oh my gosh. So did you know your path in life earlier, or are you like a wanderer like me, or do you have a certain tune you dance to?
It was definitely a bit of a wanderer like you. Yeah, didn't have a grand plan worked out, just kind of one of my favorite sayings is to bloom where you're planted. So regardless of whatever your circumstances are, just find your little happy place and do the best that you can with what you're doing.
Oh, amen. Amen. So how did you like make the transition into the Army? And did you say Space Force? Did you go to the Space Force like a long time ago?
Yeah, the Army Space Command before the Space Force. Yeah, out in Colorado,
Dude,
Colorado Springs, Germany, Middle East. Yeah.
Oh wow. All right. So go ahead, tell me about all that stuff, joining the Army and stuff.
I joined right after my senior year of high school. My senior year, once we went in September, that was when September 11th was. So we watched it like in homeroom or something in my senior year of high school. So I think I had sort of the grand narrative of the zeitgeist going on all around me. And I didn't like the jobs that I did get. And I was like, well, you know what? Let me go do this. And I first joined up as EOD, which I didn't make it. I failed out of that class. Yeah. It's not an easy school to get through.
I think I would have tried to fail. I mean, I've been like, oh.
Yeah, that was a tough course.
Okay, all right. So we got to talk about that. So what was so hard about the EOD school? What was the hard part?
You're not allowed to mess up, which makes total sense.
Stand back.
Yeah. But a lot of memorization and visual identification of munitions and stuff, and they would make it pretty hard where it's real buried and you can barely see a little bit of it and the color's different, and I just wasn't good at that. And the stuff is like secret, so you can't take notes home and study it. Wow. But yeah, it might have been it might have been a good thing that I failed out of that, because that was not a safe job in Iraq. So
no,
yeah,
I mean I don't know how many EOD techs we lost over there, but it can't be zero.
It's more than their fair share, from what I understand.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine. One of the interesting things about guys like EOD techs and MPs, you end up in these crazy situations that it's like, well, how did I get here? But now I got to take care of it. Okay, yeah. What is it? It's a bomb-looking thing with some wires coming out of it. What do I do with it? Call Sarge.
Shoot it from far away. It's probably the best answer.
Yeah, right. See what happens. See what happens. Oh my gosh. So you go in, you thought you wanted to be an EOD tech. When did it dawn on you that like, I'm not think I'm gonna make this?
Oh, so I failed one of the tests, and you get like an extra 2 days or whatever to study up. Took the retest, didn't even come close to passing that. So 2 in a row, you're done. And
wow.
If you fail out of your AIT, they give you like a list of the 25 most needed jobs in the Army.
Right.
And that's where air defense artillery popped up.
Okay.
So 14 Romeo, Bradley crew member, was on that list. And some of the a lot of the other ones, I was like, I'm never doing that. But it's like air defense artillery, I could do that. That sounds interesting. And fast forward a year after AIT and a tour in Iraq, they got rid of that job and I had to reclass. But a year before, it was on the most needed jobs in the Army.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
Go Army with getting your stuff straight.
Look, we could talk about that all day long, right? I sat as an E5 promotable for 6 years.
Oh,
between the time I went to the board and the time I got promoted. I didn't get promoted to staff sergeant until I was in the Army for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that was after being the NCO of the year and all kinds of stuff. It was really wild. It was just a wild time. So yeah. I get it how the Army, I mean, at one point I went to the command sergeant major and resigned from the branch. I was going to go CID. I didn't know what to do. But like you, I got to CID. And once I got to CID, I was like, I don't want this. I don't want this. No. So tell me about being a 14 Romeo, dude. That's a cool job, right? No doubt.
It's definitely a cool job, but I was not, I was not a strong young man. I weighed like $130 at 5'11" when I was 18. I was so skinny and scrawny. And then the people were like, when I got to my unit at 1-4 in Iraq, because they were already there by the time I was going through AIT, so they just shipped me out, and I was the FNG for like 6 months because nobody else came.
Oh wow!
But everybody else there was like weightlifters and just much larger than I was. I did not fit in there at all.
So what was it like? Integrating into a team, like as the FNG, right? Are you a private still too?
Yeah. I think I was PV2. Wow. Yeah, I got pinned PFC right after I got to Iraq. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, overall, it was pretty interesting. You got a lot of attention because you're the only one. It's not like there's 3 or 4 of you coming to the unit. It was literally just me at the time in that platoon. The other people were going to other parts of the company, but I mean, overall, it's pretty good because it was more traditional Army squad system where you have 4 or 5 guys per squad and a 20, 25 per platoon. And you had, groups, first and second squad were kind of a wing. So you were in your little compartment in a way. So it wasn't too bad. It was just like a little group that I had to get to know, not, 100 new people really.
All right. So the battle's happening. Okay. Where is Richie Haynes at when it's going down? Are you driving or are you
most of the time I was a dismount and I didn't even know what happened until we got back and they were like, "You didn't hear us take an AK fire?" No, I didn't at all. I had my earplugs in. The Bradleys are unbelievable. I always tell people Bradley's like being in a toolbox full of tools and people just shaking it. I did not hear when we got attacked. We had a few. I was sleeping when we got mortared. That happened a couple times, but again, it's like wasn't even there for it. Really, I was sleeping. It woke me up.
It's funny, right? Your experience of battle matters a lot from where you're at, right? Mm-hmm. And what you personally identify, right? If you don't see it stream over your head, a rocket or something stream over your head, you just can't get it. You just can't get the fear that, when you see it. And so being the new guy stuck in the back of the Bradley, all you did was details.
Basically, the real hard part is you're kind of unaware of what's going on. You can't, there's some periscopes, but you're not like staring out the whole time. You're trying to sit in your seat and not get thrown around. And sometimes we would stop and the TC would be like, "We got to go grab these 2 guys." And this is my first knowing of anything. I'm just like, who, which way? I don't know. And as the back's going up, and there's only 2 of us. This is 88. This isn't infantry. There's not 6 people in the back. So right. we're jumping out, going, "Which way are we going, boss?" we weren't apprised of the situation up until that point. So.
You're running out with your long CBC cable.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. I can't even imagine the kind of uh, fun and craziness it might be going through those times. Was there a time that you got scared, or you were like, oh no, or was it all just like sleep time?
No, we had a mortar attack in the motor pool, and that was an interesting one because we didn't the vehicles were off and half torn apart. We didn't know where it was coming from. We just kind of had to bunker down and wait and see, like, is it going to get to us? Because we're not on, was it QRF or whatever.
Oh, wow.
But that was probably the only time where it's like we didn't have anywhere to go. We only had our weapons. None of our helmets were back in the other building or whatever. But Bradley's a good place to be.
Oh yeah. Did y'all ever fire your 25 gun while you were like?
My unit did. I was not there for it. I luckily never had to pull a trigger or anything like that. I was very fortunate.
Yeah, I would think that if you're sitting in the back of that thing and you're just like chilling out, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 it would be like, hey, how you doing? Yeah. What are you drinking there? I got a little bit of Old Granddad in my little former.
This has been my new favorite, Old Forester.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Took a trip to the Mid-South 6 months ago and went through a few distilleries, and that was easily my favorite.
Oh yeah. Isn't it neat how if over time you begin drinking whiskey or drinking different kinds of other sipping drinks or smoking cigars or just enjoying things that are, finer, it's really neat to compare. I love going to a wine tasting and just trying to see if I taste anything or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes they're unbelievably different from each other. Yeah. Even if it's the same rough ingredients like bourbon, some of them taste vastly different from each other.
Yeah. I used to say, I still say, playing a new guitar is like sleeping with a new woman. I absolutely love it. What's your favorite kinds of guitars to play?
Right now, my go-to is a Fender Strat. I love having the whammy bar and just to me, it's the widest palette of sounds you can get. Sometimes I wish it was a little bit grittier, but then other times when I'm playing it clean, I'm really glad I have it because it does clean better than my other guitars.
So you have a traditional 3-position Strat?
Yeah, the only mods on it are I have the hot noiseless pickups in it, and then it has the ball bearing roller nut because I can't stand when my guitar doesn't stay in tune. And that roller nut seems to work really well. So
do you hear it real well? Do you hear, music? Like I really don't. I don't think I have any talent for it at all. I just grunt through it and, try.
Sometimes it is that, especially we've been playing out for like a year, trying to get back. With pandemic happened and there's no open mics. All the bars are closed by orders of the government. Right. So bars have been opening up, and only a few of them started doing open mics and open stages. And the music we play is a lot louder. So usually an open mic, people think an acoustic guitar, 1 mic, maybe 2. We're not going to play there because we have like a whole giant drum set and it's rather loud. So we try to play places that already have a drum set or will let us bring a drum set.
Garth's setting up in Birmingham this weekend. You should go over there. They'll probably let you set up, man.
Yeah.
They're a big place.
Mm-hmm.
It is it is so I played a few open mics and we got a little band that it's a fun thing to do, and it's interesting to do things with your friends, right? Mm-hmm. Tell me about your bandmates and what y'all are trying to accomplish within your name and stuff of the band.
Our band's name is Barnaby Rudge. We're a 3-piece right now. And we played together in other outfits and there's kind of fizzled, but we came back together because we just kind of clicked. And we became friends through music. We weren't friends already. And we write a lot of parts for each other. Sometimes the drummer comes up with guitar parts. Sometimes I come up with bass parts and I'll write drum parts on the computer that the drummer will learn. So we kind of all integrate into it. And we don't have a set thing going like, oh, we want to sound like Metallica mixed with Megadeth or whoever. It's whatever comes out in the wash. That's what it is. And people are like, what kind of music do you play? And it's Nina Simone had a great quote. Like, it doesn't matter what you call it. Just enjoy it.
Amen. Yeah.
I don't get stuck in genres. Is it doom core goth metal math rock. I don't know. it's just I just call it rock music, but yeah.
So I get it. You don't have your whole band there, but could you play something that you play, or give us some kind of a feel for it, either live or even if you just played something in the background? I don't know. If you play something, I'll play something. All right. So that's your Strat. So I got a Strat. I got a fat Strat.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the Jeff Beck signature because nice. The nut has little ball bearings in it, so the strings don't get caught in there.
I love it.
So in general, I can take my sound the whole way down, and it'll come right back where it needs to be. So yeah, not one. I don't think any of our songs I play acoustic right now. I've switched almost entirely to electric. But if I had to play one of our songs, what would be a good one? I didn't think of our songs. I was just thinking of separate songs.
Oh, well, dude, look, you don't have to play whatever you want to play, man.
So this is a song we used to play. We haven't played it in a while, but I can do it for solo guitar.
I love it.
I often think of, I have one guitar student right now, and I talk to him about his fingers being a little gymnast. You got to get him to learn the moves and plants and stuff. So my three fingers are one instrument and my thumb's another. And I try to play different rhythms with it. So this one is this one's called Polly.
I love it, man. That's a great E blues, man. Yep. That was wonderful.
Yeah, it's a 1-4-5 blues, but with a little rhythmic trick to it. That's
yeah, I like that a lot, dude. I love the way you use your pinky down there to get down there on that low string, man. Mm-hmm. I love it. That's great. And so you teach guitar too?
Yeah, I just started.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I don't know how good of a teacher of guitar I would be. I'm not that good of a student of guitar. I pick up the guitar and I play what I want to play, you know? Mm-hmm. And like, for example, on that particular song, you had 3 specific, at a minimum, parts to it, right? You did it this way, you did it this way, you did it this way, did a couple special turnarounds, and then you had a great little song. It was wonderful. I love it. Yeah, yeah. One of the things that I never understood so much was the circular nature of a song until I started, learning a little bit more, I guess, about music and all of those things. Are you a circular person, or are you a square kind of boom, 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 boom? How do you feel that you get through life?
I would say more linear. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Not a whole lot of looking back. And I would even say more corkscrew. So instead of a circle, I might come back to the same point, but I'm a little farther down this way now.
I love it.
It's a little different.
Yeah. It's funny how certain things just come up over and over again in our lives. What kinds of things do you see that come up time and time again? Is it a specific guitar, or a song, or a life lesson, or what do you see?
Ooh, that is a really good question. I would have to say the most common thing that comes up in most aspects of life is just treating other people well. Whether it's in music, whether it's out in the grocery store in line with your bandmates, you kind of have to. I don't even know that treat everyone as you want to be treated necessarily covers it, but essentially just take every individual interaction on their own. Try not to bring other stuff to the party. If you were like, even with band, it's not our job yet, but we're using each other's time, so we have to be respectful in that sort of manner. Show up on time as well and be prepared, and don't screw around too much and waste the other person's time, because they're taking their time to do this as well. So I think anything you're in life, whether it's professional, personal, that's kind of one of the big things for me.
Yeah. Were you a good shot? You a good?
Oh yeah, I did perfect a few times. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool, dude. Look, especially with the computerized ranges, right? So I'm in the Army for a while, right? And then all of a sudden we get computerized ranges. Everybody started going to the clothing sales, having to get new badges and stuff. We found out who could shoot and who couldn't, and it was an interesting thing, being being able to fire a weapon accurately over time, is a teller of the trainability of a person, believe it or not, and getting over fear and some of that stuff. Did you find things that you were really good at, and then some things you were like,
one thing that immediately comes to mind is pull-ups. I was terrible at pull-ups.
Oh, okay.
And I hated them so much, I didn't want to put in I would rather go on like a 10-mile run in the mountains than have to do pull-ups.
Oh yeah. We had to do pull-ups when I went to jump school, and you gotta pull your slips or whatever, and so yeah, I know what you mean. I'm scared of pull-ups now, so don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Do you do things to keep in shape now?
Not as much as I used to. I went to the wave pool with my nephew the other day. I was exhausted. I got him the inner tube, but I was out there treading water, and he's like, "No, I want to stay in the deep end." I was like, I got to be able to touch back there, man. Come on, I'm done.
Help me out of here. I'm going to die. Drowning in the wave pool, news at 7.
I do get walks in, but I used, like when I lived in Colorado, when I was in Army Space Command, I was up in the mountains every weekend, just doing hikes, going kayaking, everything. I'm definitely not as active as I was then.
So tell me about, Space Command and all that stuff, I promise not to tell,
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not dissimilar from early warning and air defense.
Right.
Right. Your computer's bringing in data that you've configured as part of your job, and it's presenting you with possibilities. Is it hostile or is it friendly? And your job is to interpret that and disseminate the information. So it's not that different than regular air defense.
Is it true that you have some sensor that you can tell when somebody's going to the Mile High Club?
I wish.
It's funny. Colonel Boyer, one of the heroes that's been on here. Colonel Boyer, I love you, sir. He did the tracking Santa Claus with NORAD.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I was like, come on, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an interesting thing to be up there and have a real world mission, right? Mm-hmm. Was there ever a scare that you were part of? You remember up there when the everybody's like,
yeah, that's the interesting thing about the job, is it is like 24/7 a real world mission, but 99% of the time there's nothing going on, but that 1% of the time you better be on it.
Oh yeah.
And it's more scared of, in a way, messing up, but it's sort of distance from yourself. It's not like, if I'm going to mess up so that, my position is going to be compromised. We need to make sure that the people who need warning get it, because other people could die depending on what's going on. So like, I'm sure they had fun at the beginning of the Ukraine war. There was a lot of missile activity then.
Wow.
So that happens very rarely, but every once in a while it's a lot of activity.
Yeah. Did you ever have to like run to the bunker? Run to the bunker!
No, we were the bunker. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Y'all were like, close the doors.
Well, there was a few times the base we were on would do exercise, and they're like, no, everybody has to come to the bunker. And no, we're doing a mission right now. And they're like, oh, by order of the colonel, everybody has to go to the bunker. We're like, no, like, we're doing a real world mission right now. Not happening.
Isn't it neat how, like, I don't even know how to describe it. The job of the air defender at the end of the end of the end, it never stops, right? It's like a mom, right? It's like a mom. The job never ends, because as an air defender, when the infantry's over here, just got one guy on guard duty, doing like this, you guys got to watch everything all the time, and or at least it seems that way. I think we're so overmatched on hyper velocity missiles, they could probably kill us anytime they wanted to. I don't know, but
my intel's a little out of date. I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. But at least they haven't so far. We don't have Patriot missiles set up, on the coastline and stuff.
I'm sure there's something in development at somewhere that's counteracting that, because it's always a leapfrog game.
It's funny. I've been watching some of the stuff about some of my bosses and good buddies are up there, and they're wearing stars and stuff now, and sergeant major's a post, and the recruiting command sergeant major's a buddy of mine, and it's just like really wild to see these guys, like the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, right? He was, I stood next to him when he was a lieutenant colonel as a battalion commander, and I was trying to teach him how to be a jump master, and it's just really wild to see how, we've all, developed. What made you stay in or get out? What happened with your
I got out around the 10-year mark. Was generally unmotivated anymore, and my legs weren't going to keep doing that for another 10 years. So I decided to get out and go to school.
Cool. So what'd you go to school for?
I have an undergraduate in history, and I got my master's in education recently.
Congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations. Educated. And what is it about history that you like?
I think it's the broadest subject essentially imaginable. There's any field of profession you have, there's a history of that, and it's sort of never ending, where even if you get bored with current events, you can kind of go backwards and find that. Like when I was a kid, I kind of thought that all the dinosaurs had been discovered and there wasn't any more big archaeological finds. That's not true at all. Like there's more finds now than there were before. Right. So there's always new information coming up, and it's interesting how certain political issues haven't really changed that much and even existed in ancient times, like things like debt cancellation. That happened in ancient Babylon like 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. I had no idea. And I was like, okay, they were dealing with the same stuff we're dealing with now, just a little unique to them.
I always think that our culture is like just an extenuation of the cup and flower fund at our office, right? It's like everybody's got good intentions. Yeah, we'll chip in, but at the end of it, it's all broke, and it's time to buy a whole bunch of plaques and a whole bunch of flowers, and you got to chip in again. Yeah, it is a crazy thing. So, do you write music?
Yeah, most of the music we perform is original. We try not to do too many covers. Yeah, that's the best part.
Like, so what are the words of your songs? Like,
we don't have many words because I'm not a singer and I don't necessarily want to be one, but I'm giving it the old try. It's it's a lot of work, and I've put a lot of years into playing guitar. I haven't put a lot of years into singing, so it's a hell of an uphill battle. Just because I know the amount of work it takes to do something like that.
Wow.
But the words are, some of them are positive. Most of them are rather bleak about how, life, for a lot of people, life can be suffering. We have one song called Head for Food Stamps about an unfortunate girl that makes her way in the world, trying to make ends meet.
Head for food stamps. Oh, it's like sex for food stamps.
Yeah, basically.
Wow. Yeah. Oh wow. That's
with no one in mind. It's just I had the thought for the name of the song. We write a lot of instrumental music, and I usually look around and go, what can I name this after so I can save it on the computer?
All right.
And I thought of the phrase "head for food stamps," and I was like, shit. Now I'm gonna have to write that song now because that's a good name.
Yeah,
that's a fictional. But and it could be offensive to some, but art, in a way, you're depicting human life, and that's the reality for some people. And we're not going to shy away from it just because some people might find it offensive. But it's not even that graphic. But if you understand the meaning, you're like, oh, that's not good. And it's like, well, the people who live that life, it's real.
Yeah. It is a one of the things is, and I don't want to get off into homelessness and all this kind of good stuff, but one of the things is that I'm just sitting here thinking about it. That's interesting is that at least half of the people that are homeless are exactly where they want to be at that particular moment and really don't want any help. They are like, leave me alone for a little while. Some of them. Now, there's a lot of them.
If you find somebody passed out drunk at a gas station behind the dumpster, there's a good chance that was where they planned up on being. Granted, check their heartbeat, but there's only so much you can do for people. They gotta do it for themselves.
Yeah, they gotta want to somehow. That's an interesting thing. Have you ever been in a time in your life where you were like, I don't want to, I just don't want to?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I've had towards the end of the Army and for a few years afterwards, I definitely had some, shall we call them, what's the word? Not experiential. I'm losing my big college words now. Existential crisis, shall we say? Yeah, those.
Right. Yeah.
And having gone through that now, a lot more of my friends are open to telling me that they have the same issues as well. Right. So I sort of get to help other people along in their little rugged journey they're in right now in the trenches.
Isn't it neat how we all have such an in-depth and interesting story, right? There's a background behind all of us that if you dig a couple layers deep and you got a moment to, you learn a lot and you realize that we all have a pack on our back that maybe we picked up stuff along the way. Maybe people put stuff in it without us even realizing it, but over time it gets heavy and we need others to help us carry our packs, right?
You might have one or two people just holding onto the pack, dragging their feet behind you.
Right. Yeah. I remember Sergeant Calderon, first time retired Frank Calderon, a dear buddy of mine and a squad leader of mine. We were on a road march together, and he tells a story where me and him tied a rope to our soldier Duncan and literally, helped him along. We didn't drag him, but he. Our 550 cord was tied to his pistol belt, and so when we were going along, he felt that, hey, get up here with us, buddy.
Yeah.
It was, did you have a time where somebody came along and picked you up and carried you for a while, helped you out? Is there somebody you could mention or a situation that might be valuable?
I won't mention anybody, but there was some people towards the end of my career when they would talk to me about what I was going to do afterwards. And they kind of got the hint that I wasn't happy in life. And they did take the time and kind of just drop everything else and just talk person to person. And that's usually the best way to handle things. It's just to kind of drop all of your intentions and just talk to the person and listen to them and find out what's going on. I did have one or two people like that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You said you had a guitar student, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So tell me about how exciting that is, right? The potential that walks through your door is, that's got to be exciting.
I saw a post on a musician's Facebook page, and a lot of people responded to it. And a lot of people would just drop their name and a link and leave it. But I wrote him a nice 1 or 2 paragraph email kind of about my educational philosophy and how I approach guitar. And he picked me out of like 100 people that replied. Turns out he lives like 4 blocks from me and can walk out of the whole city of Pittsburgh. So we lucked out pretty well. He's been coming for about 2 months now, and it's sort of 50% him coming with his wants. And we're at the point now where he's like, I don't know where to go next. So I don't want to teach him how I want to play guitar. I really want to get him where he wants to go, but he's not exactly sure where that is yet. So it's kind of a gray area, but it's pretty awesome having somebody coming just kind of thirsty for it.
Oh,
and it's some of it's prepared. I'll spend the week printing out some stuff and writing out some lessons, but the other half of it is completely ad hoc, and I'm just watching him play, writing down notes. And instead of doing like a half hour, we usually go for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Sometimes I've had my band over and I do a pop quiz to where he has to improvise with my band, just as trial by fire.
Oh wow, that's great. That's great.
He's in his young 20s, and he brought a good bit of knowledge to the table. So we've been able to kind of get up and running pretty quick, but it's been pretty fun.
Look, a mentor-mentee relationship where it comes to learning music is. Look, I really believe that music, interweaves in our souls. It what brings us all together. You walk into a room, music's playing, immediately everybody is influenced at the same time, right? And you don't have to sing along, it's just happening. And it's a really, really cool experience. I could just see your band up there. I got green stamp. I got food stamps in my mind. Oh, that's great. I love it. I can't wait. When you play the song, you gotta get when you record it for me. I wanna hear it.
So far that's the only one I've sang live. I just started singing live a month ago for the first time ever.
So what's it like when you're, getting ready to get up there on stage? Are you excited? I yawn a lot. I'm like, yeah, no big deal.
It's not too nerve-wracking, but I almost always have to piss right before. No matter how calm I think I am, I always have to go.
Oh yeah.
So I make it a routine now. I go, I piss, wash my hands, so the guitar feels nice and good. It's just because I know even if I'd gone like an hour before, I'm not nervous at all. I tell everybody I'm not nervous, but right before, I have to go to the bathroom every time, no matter what I do. So my body's definitely nervous, regardless of what I'm telling myself.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
But the excitement's part of the reason you do it,
Yeah. So if you're gonna play something acoustic, maybe a little piece of something, you got something you could play for us a little bit,
I actually do. You reminded me of a song with the opener, because I know it's a Travis picking song.
Yeah.
And I didn't grow up on bluegrass or country, but I'm going to play this different enough where I can't see you getting a copyright infringement on this one. But this is an old song by Elizabeth Cotton, and I believe she's getting inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year as an influencer. She was pretty unknown, but she played the guitar upside down. Bass notes were on the bottom, and she played the bass notes with her fingers instead of her thumb. And she did some intricate bass runs. So this is her song called Freight Train.
All right.
Freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell which way I've gone. They won't know which train I'm on. feel like Craig. Place the stones at my head and feet. Tell them home I've gone to sleep.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Freight Train. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Great job, man. You're a master with that Travis picking. So I tried to learn Travis with Dust in the Wind and some of the other, kinds of songs. And I'm not very disciplined. I'll put it that way. I just kind of ramble all over the place. So the
interesting thing, I struggled to learn Travis picking. And when I finally got it on my fingers, because it's a real repetitious right-hand picking technique. And I could play Dust in the Wind pretty good. Can't sing along to it, but I can play it. And I was trying to learn this Freight Train. I went to a bluegrass jam down by the river. No shit. But the one guy was like, oh, if you don't know the music, here's one you should learn. So that was the first song he told me to learn. And I found a tab for it. It wasn't making any sense to me. I was like, it doesn't sound anything like the record. And I watched the video and this guy said it was Travis picking. And immediately, I didn't even have to look at the paper anymore. I was like, oh, there it is. It was just because that the right hand training that I did was already there.
That's awesome, right? And it's there's so many different skills that you can teach yourself with just in playing guitar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just within. What is it that you struggle with, besides Travis picking, and what are you good at?
I'm getting quite good at improvising with my bandmates. And we put out roughly twice a month a take from our rehearsals that was completely unplanned. They go between 5 and 12 minutes where we didn't talk about it. Just one of us starts and the rest of us come in. And sometimes it is a good 8-10 minutes of just gelling. And to me, that's where the magic is. And we usually do modal jams, kind of like 60s Miles Davis stuff, but we're starting to branch out. And I don't know how me and the bass player follow each other because it's not something we're really thinking about while we're doing it. We just feel it in the moment. And I feel that he's going higher and I'll just go higher. And sure enough, we hit the same spot. When we didn't talk about it, we weren't really thinking about it. We've just done it so much now that we can kind of mesh together. So that's what we're getting good at.
That's one of the things that I love so much about playing music with other people is your spirits seem to get together somehow, right? At every level, and that drummer's providing a good beat and you're all in it together. And many times it's totally improvisation and the spirit moves you into musical genius, right? If only Mozart could listen, right?
And I love going to concerts now and watching the people mess up and the way that they look at each other and kind of keep everything going. And most people wouldn't even know they messed up. And to me, like messing up itself is a skill. If you can mess up well, that you're becoming a good musician.
I totally agree. Isn't it wild?
You can't avoid it. You're gonna mess up.
Isn't it wild how messing up gets you so far out of your head for a while? Yep. You're like, and suddenly the whole soul of the music is lost somewhere because you're beating yourself up for. I don't know.
Yep. That definitely happens.
I find my mind wanders sometimes, right? While I'm in the middle of the song, like all of a sudden I'm thinking about, going to Tampa or something. I don't know.
And it's crazy how well your subconscious can keep doing it, even while you're thinking of something else. It's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh. So who prays for you when they lay their head down at night? You got folks that love you and take care of you and want to be around you and those kinds of things?
I definitely have good family around me. As far as known prayer, I have maybe 3 aunts that I know are, let's say, friends with God.
Amen.
But most of my family's not. But we definitely think about each other. We spend a lot of time together. Like I mentioned my nephew, he's it's somebody else's house every other day. We are the village. There's tons of us. So I'm the uncle that takes him downtown in the city and try to ride the subway and do all these other things. He's 10, so he doesn't want to do half of it. But then he goes to an aunt's house where he gets to play in the pool and eat whatever he wants and the ice cream, and then he goes to grandma's house another day.
Oh wow! What do you do to earn money now?
I'm a substitute teacher for the local district.
Oh, that's got to be a friggin' interesting thing.
It's pretty cool.
Do they call you Mr. Haynes?
They do, yeah.
Oh, Mr. Haynes, Mr. Haynes,
Yep.
Mr. Haynes. Do they ever like I had a substitute teacher one time, and I tried to be, I don't know. I for some reason in my kid head, I thought that because she wasn't the real teacher that, I don't know, I didn't have to obey her or something. You know what?
There's that part of the job is a little bit harder, but at the same time, the expectations are that the kids are going to act out because of a sub. So when I leave at the end of the day, whatever school it is, the secretary's like, "How was it?" I'm like, "Nobody got hurt. We're good." And they're like, "You're coming back?" Yeah. Like, why do you ask that? They go, "A lot of people don't come back."
know, I can imagine. So I got all my little applications done to do substitute teaching. I think that's look, in today's society, the more good guys we have with our kids, the better off we are at every level, right? We have to identify the good guys, and gals in some way. And so you don't earn a lot of money in substitute teaching, okay? But it's also not a calling. I'm called to be a substitute teacher. So it's somewhere in the middle, right? It's just like, it's almost like volunteering, it's in a way, but thank you so much.
It very much is. Like I work for HR, not the principals. Nobody tells me to work. I log in and it has what days are free, and it'll say, high school math, 9th grade. And I go, okay, accept. And then I have the job. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It has an aspect of volunteerism where it's like, if I don't want to take a certain job, nobody is making me do that.
Yeah.
But usually, sometimes the teachers don't even leave plans because they know it's a substitute, especially like at the end of the year. It's the end of the year. You're watching movies and stuff. But sometimes all you have to do is sit down when the bell rings, just go, "So what do you guys do in this class?" And that just sets them off. For the next half hour, they're asking questions, telling you what they're doing. And that's honestly, as long as you're getting them to engage with the stuff, you're good.
I think that's an interesting thing. And that's something unique that you talk about, is just having all of a sudden this group of outsiders to you let you into their lives, right? You're like, "Okay, class, what? This is 8th grade civics. So tell me about you. What do you do? How do you know what, And the next thing you know, it's little.
I'm starting to get to know the kids because I do the whole district. So I only see the same kids like once a month, maybe. And sometimes you show up to the school and they go, "Oh, well, we switched it. This person doesn't have vacation day. So you're doing advanced calculus today." I'm like, "What?" I've never taken that in my life. So I have, but they throw you to the fire and you have to be used. You can't be good with you have, what am I trying to say? You can't be used to a routine. It's a different routine in every school, depending on which teacher it is. Like some of the elementaries, they have certain snaps that the kids know that to be quiet or whatever. And it's different for every teacher. So you have to just be able to adapt to whatever the situation is, but it's not the worst job I've ever had. I like it.
I remember when my kids were little, right? They would say, "Crisscross applesauce," and they would all sit with their little legs crossed or something. And I was just like, "Oh my God, that would drive me nuts," right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, what kinds of things other than the guitars do you play? Do you play, like you said, you did drum sequencing and other stuff? Do you do a lot of?
Sometimes I write using a digital audio workstation. It's set up to where you can use samples and things. And I haven't done that too much recently because we've been getting together 2 or 3 times a week sometimes. I was more doing it when it was completely the beginning of the pandemic. And I had just kind of like a big outpouring of all this music that we're still not even caught up on learning yet. But anymore now, it's just in person. We spend 6 hours on a Saturday just working at it. I have a drum set right off screen, so we don't have to move the drums every time. I
Oh,
can't play the
yeah.
drum. I can't play the drums very well, but they're in my house.
Yeah. So it's fun to have all that stuff set up and ready to go. Like
Yeah,
I keep my guitars, behind me ready to play.
I keep mine right in front of my face.
Oh,
So
that's great. Is that your main go-to, that Fender acoustic you've got there?
Yeah, when I'm just at home noodling around, it's that. And then the electric guitar is almost like something special and different. It almost need for me. The parts I play, I need my bass guitar, I need my drums, I need the guys that play it, because it's not the song without that. Whereas on acoustic, there's a lot of stuff I can play entirely on acoustic. It's just much richer sound in a way.
Yeah, I've got a Telly, I've got a Strat, I've got a 335 copy. I forget the name of it, but it's an Epiphone something. I just don't ever pick up anything other than my acoustic guitars. I got a Gibson J45. I got a Taylor 314.
It's also, there's less barriers. You just pick it up and play. You don't have to plug anything in, turn anything on, deal with static. You just pick it up and play. And it's one of the keys is making as easy as possible for you to play. If it's in a case in a closet, that's not as easy as it's sitting right there.
Amen. So help me understand what other things take up your time.
That's most of it anymore. I used to paint a little bit, but I play so much music now that I just don't have the time to paint as much anymore. So I just don't.
Oh wow.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Like every other week I go to my parents' house and cook food, make dinner, take my nephew every other weekend, something like that.
Yeah.
But like right now it's the summer. Last week of school was last week, so I'm kind of like, this is my first free week off.
Oh wow. Oh, it's summertime for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we rocking.
I'm going to an acoustic open mic tomorrow night, and then I'm going to electric open stage with my band on Friday, a place we're going to have a gig in August. So we've never been there. We want to go check it out. And then Saturday we have practice. And then Sunday I got my guitar student coming over. So I try to get as many days as possible as music.
Man, you got it going on. That's exciting. That is exciting. And
that's the other thing that's nice about the subbing job is it doesn't pay much, but you pick the days you work, which kind of is important. So,
big time.
I have a lot more time. Like regular teachers, they work their asses off, especially when they get home. Their job is not done. Mine is. Yeah. That's it's a whole different thing.
You don't take the pop quizzes home and grade them.
No, and I don't field calls from parents. It's a different job, really.
Oh, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, that's for sure.
And then just editing music takes time, and I'm starting to realize that. If I want to practice every day for as many hours as I want, I can't sit on the computer and meticulously add EQ to every little track, because then you have to listen back to it, and it's just minutes on minutes on minutes, and it's like, this is time I could be playing. It's like, there's only so much time in the day.
Amen. So when you pick up your guitar, why don't you pick up your guitar and just noodle around for a little bit and play something? You're a great guitarist.
I'll take my headphones off for a second. Can you give me a sound check on your voice real quick?
Test 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Test,
I just want to be able to hear you in my speakers.
Yeah.
So I'll just play like a medley of things.
Yeah, play us a little bit.
This first one I really like is from the 70s by someone named Stephen Grossman. I like it because if you follow the bass, it hits every chromatic all the way down.
He is an amazing guitarist.
Yeah.
Dude, that was badass.
Love
man.
that. Love that
That
song.
was awesome, man. Oh my gosh, that was great.
That's a cool song. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man, that was really good. Play us something else.
All right, here's another one I wrote. This one is in my fingers play rhythms of 3 and my thumb plays rhythms of 2. So it's like 2 songs together. It's called Dabs and Coffee.
Dabs and Coffee. I love it, dude. That's awesome, man.
Yep.
That is awesome. Drinking the Old Forester, playing his guitar, finger picking, man. You are good.
Here's a little a rule breaker one. Every guitar teacher always says, don't put your thumb up here, right?
Okay.
Put your thumb on the back of the neck.
Right.
Sometimes you have to use the thumb because you only have so many fingers.
Right.
So this is a Big Bill Brunsey song. And you'll see in certain parts of it, I have to wrap my thumb around to play it.
All right. I need to hire you to be my guitar teacher, man. You're the man, dude. You're just breaking them out left and right.
But yeah,
So
I
good,
always,
man.
anytime I substitute music, I always bring that song up because there's always kids going, well, my teacher said you can never do such and such. Sometimes you got to break the rules.
Amen, man. You are good with that guitar. So, what made you want to play and learn the guitar?
When I was in 6th grade, I heard Led Zeppelin for the first time. That just like that turned me on. Before then, it was all Motown and oldies, great songs. Martha Reeves, things like that. But the sound of Led Zeppelin and Jimmy Page's guitar just blew my mind open. And then when I was in high school, everybody was getting into like death metal, late 90s thrash, just heavy stuff, and I was going like backwards to the 60s and 70s because I was like, oh, there's all this great music back then.
So. It's interesting how our musical tastes develop and evolve and go forward and back, and something new comes in. But it's all music, right? It's all some form of communal communal goodness, right? What was it about that Jimmy Page guitar that
It was. I think it was literally just me being in 6th grade and the sound, the grittiness of the timbre of the guitar was it. I don't know that it was the notes. I don't think it was what they were singing. It was just literally just the sound of the guitar. It just sounded so cool to me. Yeah.
And so what was your first guitar?
My first guitar was a cheap Ibanez. You could buy it for $150. Came with a 10-watt practice amp, all in one. You know, it worked.
Hey, so did you what was the first thing you started playing on it? Did you immediately power chords?
Well, no, kind of. I remember the first song I learned was "Horse with No Name." It's all in one fret. You know, that sort of thing. And then the blues shuffle. That sort of, those were like the first 2 things I ever learned. Every once in a while, I still use them. It's kind of, if you go to enough open mics though, you're always like, uh-oh, here comes the 1-4-5 blues shuffle. Because it's so ubiquitous everywhere you go.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, it's part of country, it's part of rock, it's part of metal. So, you know, if you get the retirees that go every single week, they got their weekend band. They're usually playing Allman Brothers, Cream, Yardbirds, just old blues stuff. And then you got the people who will bust out. There's one guy, he goes some of our local ones. He does a real good BB King. I mean, he doesn't cover BB King, but he listened to him just by the way he's playing. Right. So it's like secondhand BB King. You can just identify in the way he bends notes and does vibratos and stuff. Oh, it's there.
Musicians, guitarists are a unique kind of group. There, many are very, very supportive. But sometimes it's like, if you don't play a certain thing or whatever, you're just like,
Yeah. I try not to surround myself with people like that. I think it's almost the people who see themselves musicians as, they're the artist, and it's very egocentric. And I'm just like, I don't care who you're trying to be. Like, I just want the music to come out and it to be fun, And there's certain music requires different types of precision. Classical music often is very busy, very technical, but then there's some pop music where there's not much going on. It's still very technical and precise. And neither one of those things is exactly what I want to play. So
do you do any flat picking?
Not really. I'm just dipping my feet into the bluegrass scene. Didn't listen to I barely even listened to country growing up, but I found there was a bluegrass jam at a bar down the Allegheny River. Nicest group of people, 10, 15 of them will show up, and instead of an open mic where people take turns playing songs, they take turns picking songs and everybody plays it together. Yeah. And that was the coolest thing. And they come to me, they go, Richie, what do you want to play? And I'm like, I can't name one bluegrass song. Right. So it was completely out of my element, but it's a lot of right hand. I've never for 10 minutes sat before and just done. But I can do that. But before this year, I've never sat there just for 10 minutes just hitting it.
It is
there's no percussion. The guitar and the bass is the percussion in bluegrass, so it's different. It's cool.
Oh yeah, you gotta get that alternating bass note down, and then when it's your break, baby, you better have that. Yep. You better have that G run going.
I'm starting to take a few, but I'm still just like, nope, I don't know this one. I'm just looking at other people's hands, going, what are they playing?
Right, yeah.
It's just, I didn't grow up with the music, so it's still the language of music, but I don't quite know all the words,
So bluegrass is a G and A, right?
Yep.
G and A, almost 90% of it, and if you learn either the A major or the G major scale, and you just learn the little runs on that, I'm told that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, that's what I'm told. I don't know how to do it.
Sounds like fair advice.
Yeah, but I love to think that if I was invited to a bluegrass jam, that I would like to sit and watch.
Yeah, there are quite a few people. There's 3 or 4 that will sit outside the circle, and they're playing along, but they don't want to have the spotlight at all.
Yeah, but I will tell you this: I would love to learn. I would love to. It's a skill. Look, bluegrass music to me is still some of the finest music. You know why they didn't allow drums in the bluegrass? Because all it took is somebody to get an extra loud set and an offbeat.
Yeah.
because what happens is you get all these people that would start playing together, and then you'd get somebody with a loud drum and it would be totally offbeat. So what they did early on, they made a rule: no drummers. We don't need no drummers. Either you learn an instrument, even if it was the mouth harp, it didn't matter. But you couldn't hit the drum, because if you've ever been playing out anywhere, especially if it's acoustic only, and you get somebody with a drum off beat or beating on something, kind of out, it'll mess you up, man. You're like,
that's it. It's almost like no matter how loud you make your guitar, it can't conquer a bass or a drum. For real. It's not doing it.
Oh yeah.
You go where the drummer tells you to go, and that you shut up and color. That's you can't overpower the drummer.
I'm not that good. All my drummers are like, all the people that try to drum for me, they're like, you're hopeless, man. I just got to try to catch up when I can.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. So if you were going to play us one more song and then tell us a story about, your future dreams, and we'll close this night out. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
It's been a blast, man. I've enjoyed it. I'm drinking my little old granddad and my former force. Oh, I know. Before we get off of here, I want to look. I got to say, AR-670 Harris, My Life in the United States Army. Curtis Harris, my hero. I got his book, dude. Your book came in, man. I can't. It'll be dog-eared. I'm going to read it. But this is much of the stories that he told when he was on the show, on the Heroes I Know. So. If you don't have one, if you just search AR-670 Harris on Amazon, it pops right up, dude. It's like $15, man. Get you help our buddies check it out. If you dare support us, formerforce.com, come sign up. We take donations, and then Richie, what we'll be doing is we'll get you this coin in this box, and you'll get a serial numbered coin. And we'll put our interview on this thumb drive, this titanium thumb drive, and you get a box. This comes from Ukraine, dude.
They're
making our boxes in Ukraine, and we didn't even this was before the war started.
Yeah.
And so, but they finally showed up, man. They had to dodge the friggin' Russian missiles to get out with the boxes. So. But that's what we're doing. So, hey, play us out, and tell us about your dreams, maybe, and we'll sign off.
All right. This one doesn't have a name yet. It's a new song we're working on. I only have the guitar part, but
I love it.
It also has Travis picking. The rest of the song to be written.
I love it, man. That's delicious. Man, you're good at that, dude. You are good at that, Absolutely. I bet you're a great guitar teacher. I bet you are amazing. You're obviously great at finger picking, dude. That is really good.
Yeah, and I don't do it much because I'm playing so much with the band, and it's like roll hard rock stuff, and
Oh wow.
I'm using a pick now, but for years I was just finger picking, and it's I don't want to say muscle memory, but something close to it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, it's been so much fun, Richie. I've enjoyed it so much, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Oh my gosh. You're such a cool dude, man. I remember back in the days and being able to hang out, and I enjoyed it. So tell us what your vision is for the future. 10 years from now, we're going to look at Richie Haynes, and it's going to be
Either I'm going to have a history tenured position at the school district that I live in, or be making money from music, or both. Who knows?
yeah.
But either way, I'm going to keep teaching and keep playing music, regardless of the outcome. So
I love it. I
that's
love it.
That's my outlook.
I love you, man. I enjoyed it. I salute you. Thanks, Richie.
Yep,
Heroes
thank you,
I
too.
know. Airborne. Airborne. All right. Here we go. We'll play a little.
If the rays of hope will shine again someday, and if I might be spared as the tempest starts to swell, at this point it's just too dark to tell.